say, can you see?
It's a very touching thing to see all these people here.
Each one of the Vietnam veterans gathered at Penn's Peak in Jim Thorpe has a story about their time in the service.
From 1971 till January of 1975 in the United States Army. And I was in Vietnam from 72 till 73 when they more or less kicked us out in March of 73. I was there at the end, but I was there.
I spent 4 years in the Marines. I went in right after high school. I spent 2 years in Hawaii.
The veterans and their guests came together for the annual Vietnam War Veterans Day Luncheon hosted by the group together with Veterans NEPA. Carbon County Veterans Affairs Director Christine LeClaire says when she returned home from Iraq, this era of veterans showed up for her. So this is a small gesture to honor them for their service.
When I arrived in Atlanta at 2 o'clock in the morning, it was a bunch of Vietnam veterans who were there to welcome us home and make sure that we were treated better than they were when they came home.
For these servicemen, they say it's not every day you get this many people together in the same room who have a shared experience.
And when you're amongst Vietnam veterans especially, you could relate to one another. And it was a long time ago. It was 50-some years ago, but you still remember it like it was yesterday.
High school students took some time out of the classroom to talk to veterans, getting a first-hand lesson in history.
You can really go into more detail, and it's really one-on-one instead of from either told stories, or it could be different from what actually happened.
This year, 300 veterans were honored at the luncheon here in Jim Thorpe. Emily Kress, Newswatch 16, Carbon County.